it's against the video of my other point is about schizophrenia. So I was afraid in 1988 because I had the same symptom beginning, so I didn't wait. I reacted right away. Barry began my medication right away, so I was 10 days at the hospital in 1988. Puis reappeared in 1989, puis always at the same place, Laval University, hors de Sport Pavillon. Never elsewhere. So I was always there. So I was afraid that the sickness, that I was not understanding why it was coming back. Puis I was afraid that it would take over my reasoning and my free will, like a possession. So I wanted to know what is a diabolic possession, puis what is a mental illness. Puis after, the rumors is schizophrenia. Puis sometimes they use schizophrenia because you talk out loud, you're too loud, you talk shit, you're crying, you scream. Alors, they don't want their shit exposed in public. Bon, for good or not good reason. So, the diagnostic of schizophrenia must be done by a psychiatrist. The nurses, they observe the symptoms. If a nurse told me I can make diagnostic in the USA, but she cannot prescribe medication. Alors, if they start rumors like that, puis they're in a not healthy work environment, but you can suffer a lot, a long time. Alors, the schizophrenia, I got information. I was tested to my own request in January 1989 with the ink test, stain of ink after the blocks, puis the timer, puis booklets. I did a lot of tests over 2 days, more than 3 hours, 4 hours. Puis I scored very high in IQ, 112 and 100, and just over the average. Puis after, after an hospitalization, so she added 10 points. So, the IQ, after, the psychiatrist said, your sickness, M. Blanger, is not in your reasoning, it's in your mood. Alors, mood, you have mood swing, up and down. In bipolar disorder, said my mother, you are more happy or more sad than others. But you have to cross the line to a psychose, because the line to depression, to have the bipolar disorder. So I did the psychose. So, and it can be more easily repeated. So that's why you have to take a preventive medication if needed. Puis when you grow old, it stabilizes, puis the metabolism goes slower. Puis if you don't take drug and alcohol, you can stabilize it easy. But the schizophrenia, said a psychiatrist at the hospital, he said, it's a psychose. And my mother said, a true schizophrenic has to be hospitalized for life. Alors, it's not the same thing to be schizophrenic to have services, because you're in the same industry, you have nothing. Being a true schizophrenic. After my mother, the nurse who was making the story of every case, puis observing the symptoms, making talk the patient, she was a nurse, not a psychiatrist. Women were not physicians at that time, 1950, 60. So, they have to be hospitalized for life, puis they don't realize that they're schizophrenic, puis they cannot. Puis she said, you must not confront them for them to enter the delirium. Because a psychose, you do a delirium. You have a reasoning that is false. Sometimes you have very true event, a base that is true, but you include misinterpretation of the reality, misperception of the reality that you believe, puis it becomes too big. Alors, being in the delirium of persecution, paranoid, or being disorganized, it shows right away. You don't wake up in the morning, you don't take care of your religion, you're not able to work. It's not the same thing as not having an authorization to work. It doesn't work. It's a long time it didn't work. I'm not authorized in the US yet. So, schizophrenia, you have a loop, like in a computer program that repeats itself. Alors, they say, don't confront schizophrenia because they enter their loop. Puis after, c'est the delirium that take over, puis they think in a delirium. Puis, there are true facts in it. Puis my theory, c'est to recognize what's true. But when they're schizophrenic, they lost that ability of autocritique, puis they lost their ability of mindfulness, puis they lost their ability to see the problem. But it's not a question of, at work it's difficult, the co-workers are harassing me, persecuting me. It's not that, the true schizophrenia. It's completely a false reasoning that is permanent, that medication cannot heal a lot, and they cannot snap of it. Per definition, schizophrenia, it's permanent, it's chronic, but it's for life. That's why they have to be hospitalized for life. Alors, you can have a lot of other cases that look like schizophrenia, or they play it. very excellent actor. Psychopaths, là, they fin mouche, would say my mother. Very intelligent. They don't know the difference between good and evil. It's not a schizophrenia. They're psychopaths. After they're much dangerous, more dangerous, very dangerous, more than schizophrenia. Alors, a good psychiatrist need information to make a good diagnostic. But if everybody lie, if people do more than their job, if they lie about what's going on in the workplace, at home, in a family, ben, the psychiatrist doesn't know how to make the diagnostic. But a true schizophrenic shows. So me, he said the psychiatrist and the psychologist, in the hospital I was hospitalized, it's not in your reasoning, the sickness, it's in the mood. Puis I go happier or lower. Some they are more stable, some they do more weight. My father was cyclotimic. He didn't cross to psychosis or to depression. It's an old diagnostic too. So, here, là, when it's a system, a workplace that is not healthy, or a system, a military corps that is not healthy, psychology and psychiatry is used to put down people, puis to harm them. It's not used to heal them, puis to make them more healthy. Alors, in the Bay Area, in Quebec City, I met a lot of people in my life. When you're mentally ill, it's your fault. Puis when you're a victim of violence, it's your fault. Understand the public people. Public people are told if you don't want to be victim of violence, don't be public. Alors, when you're a victim of violence, the only solution always is your fault. After if you're schizophrenic. Alors, it's another issue, the violence. People are the responsible of their decisions. Alors, if they make decisions of violence, they're responsible, not the victim. When you're public, it depends on what you do. If you respect the law, puis on your intent, if you have an intent of contribution, puis surveille, you're not a problem. Alors, when in a society, a group, a workplace, a family, it go completely disorganized, it's because people, they lose track that people deserve a good job. They must be healthy. Puis everybody can have a good job in a good economy. Alors, you can have individual sickness, puis group sickness. But the schizophrenia is a permanent chronic sickness. It's a permanent delirium as a loop. Puis it can be caused by drug. Many, they do a psychose of drug, they call, they make them sign a refusal of treatment at the hospital. I didn't take drug, I didn't know psychose because I took drug. Was I intoxicated? So, the problem is when you begin to be sick, you're sick. Alors the psychiatrist, you make a diagnostic, you're mentally ill. The cause of the mental illness is not the same thing as the mental illness. Alors if you're sick, you have to take your medication, puis do therapy, puis do the best you can. But what causes it? It's a completely different issue, puis it's to avoid the second sickness, une rechute, to repeat it. Alors, delirium of persecution, schizophrenia disorganized or paranoid, do I meet people who have another agenda than making me healthy? You're paranoid. Everybody wants you healthy, Simon. It's not true. Because you are disregarded from job, you are disregarded from your immigration, you are disregarded from opportunity because you're mentally ill. Puis some they smile in your face, puis even security people. They are targeted, the security people. Accept just our gang or we will harm you. Puis some physicians, puis nurses are targeted. Do that, unless we're going to harm your children or you. They make threats, they receive threats. It's another not healthy system. Alors, I met people who are not able, they're sick, I guess, they are not able to admit that they use psychology and psychiatry to disregard people, to give them no opportunity, to do discrimination. But it's part of their sickness. Many are psychopaths. They cannot see the wrong in that. They cannot admit it. Alors, it's very important to understand what truly is schizophrenia.